Hey guys, Holty Bread here, and today we're gonna be doing a little stereo install on the Camaro. I already did the package tray here. It was full of old ratty carpet, and as you can see on that center console there, it was that kind of carpet. It was all shredded, previous owner. So I just took it out, painted it with some paint. It looks better. Still needs to be replaced sometime, but it's better than it was. So we're gonna put a stereo on this thing. And had an old Pioneer in this, but it was a CD player, and the CD player finally died. And I'd like to have something with some Bluetooth on it. So do some door speakers. And yeah, it's about a $30 cheap stereo from Wally World. And it came with 4 speakers and stereo. So here we go. Okay, so all I've really done so far is I just set those speakers down in the package tray. They're just sitting in there right now. They're not bolted in. But like I said, I painted the package tray there, set the speakers in there, and I put a little wiring on them. And one thing that is important about the whole wiring deal, as far as if I could find the end of it, Here it is. You have a, there, jeez. You have a positive side on the speaker and a negative side on the speaker, the terminals. And they're usually marked. If they're not marked, the one that's bigger is usually the positive. The one that's smaller is usually the negative. Make sure that you have that. It doesn't really matter at this point because you're not hooked up to anything, but when you do hook it up to the stereo, you want the positive to the positive and the negative to the negative. It'll still work, but you won't get the sound quality that you're looking for. It'll be out of phase. So anyway, I'm just using this cheap bulk wiring. One side's copper, one side is aluminum. I usually use the copper side for the positive. That way I always know what side the positive is. And it's not a high-powered stereo or anything, so it doesn't really matter how thick the gauge of the wire is, or if it's all copper or whatever. But I'm just using the cheap system. This here, I think it was $30 at Wally World. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It comes with 4 speakers and the system. Hook it up. It's very basic, very easy to hook up. The hardest part is just running this stupid wiring. That's the only issue, is just snaking it through your car, because you got to run it from the back, and you got to run it. You don't want it showing, so you got to kind of figure out how to get it through from behind the seat, and then you want to run it usually along here, underneath the carpet, up under the dash, stuff it up under there somewhere, and bring it on around until that's where the stereo is going to go. So yeah. All right, I just popped the seat out of here. It's really easy to do. All you do is push down and then back, and it should pull right up. First time I've ever had that seat out of here. It looks like somebody replaced the carpet at some time. I got to do it again because it's pretty deteriorated. But anyway, I'm gonna vacuum this crap out and see if I can slide that wire through. I'm gonna try to get through one side if I can. If I can't, then I'll go through both sides. But I think I can do it in one. I I see what it is first now before I vacuum it all up. Any treasures down here? Whoa! Parking ticket, huh? Look at that. It's like Duluth, Minnesota. University of Duluth. Somebody was going to college. 75 cents. Anything else? Nope, nothing else. All right. So I'll just clean this up. Pretty nasty. Yeah, look at all that crud. I found 50 cents. Huh? Who knows how long that's been down there? Who knows? All right, to remove the rear seat, all you gotta do, or the back of the seat, all you gotta do is push back, so you're going that way, and then pull it up so that it pops up. You should be able to get it out. I'm hoping that build sheet's in the back of this. We're gonna find out. I didn't find any build sheet in here, so I don't know if that's evidence of mice, or if it's just from this stuff shredding down, as it looks like it's just falling apart. Insulation. But yeah, bummer. Anyway, that's the hole I was looking for right there, to get through there with the wiring, and I'll just run that through, and we'll put this back in. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm just went through there, wiring through there, stuffed it in there. That's all gonna be covered up. And I'm just kind of running along here. Went to the inside of the seat belt, going under this part. And I'm actually going to take these plates off and run it along there. But I'm gonna hit them with a little sauce first, because these things are kind of stubborn. Sometimes you gotta hit them with the wrench and give them a little hammering too as you turn them, which helps get them out because they get rusty. All right, what I'll do, sometimes if I need to, I'll just put the screwdriver in there and just kind of tap it with the hammer as I'm turning it to unscrew it. It just kind of knocks all the rust loose, and it helps. Sometimes these screws can be stubborn. They're exposed. They're not really exposed, but they get a lot of stuff off your shoes and salt or whatever, depending on where you drive it. So they look, that one's not too bad, but it's definitely been rounded out pretty good from probably being taken out too many times. Yeah, so far so good. These are coming out pretty easy. And there should be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws per side. I think this one's stripped. Maybe? Nope. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it along here. Just right where that plate goes. And I'm going to tuck it up under the kick panel here, and I'm probably just going to run it right across to where the stereo is going to be. And I cut a little extra just in case. It's good to be, I have too much than not enough. All right, so this has got a wiring diagram right here. No, what diagram? Yeah, diagram. Wiring diagram right here. Lets you know where everything goes. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We're doing the left rear, so let's look on the sheet. Green, left rear positive. I just went to positive. I went to the green, to the copper, and the black stripe to the silver or aluminum. And we'll do the same thing over here for the right side, except it'll be what? Where are we at here? Violet. Violet is positive for the right rear. Violet in black is the negative for the right rear. So we just gotta hook these up, tape them up, and the speakers will be wired. Then all we gotta do is move on to the power and ground, and then it's done. All right, in case you've never done this before, and these come cut already, and all you have to do is pull this end off. I can't do it one-handed. Maybe I can. There we go. Pull the end off and the wire's there. It's already stripped for you. Same thing with the other one. And all right, let's try that. So, in case you've never done this, I'll show you how to do it. So you just pull this off of here. You got your wires, and the solid purple goes to the positive, which the positive I was using is the gold, or copper, I mean. So let's take the two and I cross them just like that, and I just twist them together as tight as I can twist them together by hand. Just like that. And then I usually just kind of fold it over. And grab a little tape. Just a piece, just like that. And just kind of put it underneath it. Make sure you're covering up the wire completely, the bare wire. And I just wrap her around a few times, try to get it as tight as you can. As long as it isn't going to fall off and you don't have any wires exposed, you should be good to go. And just like that. The other thing I like to do is for the speaker wires that you're not using, see they're like this, and they got a little wire exposed there. I usually take a piece of tape, black tape, and just cover that wire that's exposed so it's not going to ground out anything and blow out your channel in case you ever want to use the front speakers. I'm not hooking mine up because this car wasn't made to have front speakers, and I don't feel like going through a bunch of custom stuff to make them work, so I'm just going to not use them and use the backs. All right, so for the yellow, which is the memory wire, it's just constant power to the stereo. I'm running a plug, and I'm going to be plugging this into the fuse box. On the fuse box, it's going to be tough to see, but I'll try it. There, on every fuse box, there should be see that or not, but there's a battery. It says BAT in the middle there. All you gotta do, let's see if I can get a better view. There we go. This is BAT right there. All you gotta do is plug that terminal into that, and you'll have constant power. So that you can keep your settings on your, your tone control, bass control, whatever, your radio settings for your stations. Okay, so this is your power wire here, and this is your switched power wire, I should say. The yellow is your constant. The red goes to your switch power. So when you turn your key on, the ignition, it'll put power to this wire right here, and that's what turns your radio on. Now if you don't have, see, this is an old car, so it doesn't have all the connections like the newer stuff does, but so I'm going directly to the fuse box, and all I'm doing is running this wire, and I'm going to tap it into the radio fuse, because everything's labeled. So it's going to be right next to where that battery one was. And let's see if I can get this. There we go. There's a fuse that says radio. I don't know if you can see that. And there's a red wire going to it. Well, that's where I got it tapped in already. So I just tapped it right into that. So that way it's fused at the radio. It's fused at the constant power. So if it grounds out on anything, it should be fine. We got to talk about the ground wire. Jeez, why is that so close? There we go. Ground wire. I'm just grounding that to the chassis. So I got a screw right here. It's all metal underneath here. Newer cars, it might be a little harder to find some metal, but you just got to ground it to the chassis, and should be good to go. All right. So this sleeve that comes on the stereo, it just slides right in. There's instructions for all this stuff, so it's nothing that you're gonna miss out on. Just slides right in, and then after the stereo is all hooked up, you got your antenna plugged in, you got your plug plugged in for the stereo. That just slides right in there, just pops into place. Fire it up, make sure it works. All you gotta do is hit the button. There it is. And so it works. It's got mute, everything. It's kind of cool. Anyway, yep, that's the installation of this particular stereo here. My Walmart $30 stereo. If I can find the instructions. Here we go. There it is. Digital media receiver. Not a bad deal. 30 bucks, 4 speakers, good system. Doesn't have a whole lot of power. Sounds all right. I just need something in here that I can play my phone to. So, yeah, doesn't take too much to hook it up. Every car's different, but there you go. Thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll talk to you later.